This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Before we get into it with Mr. Mort, we got to keep the lights on in this bitch. We got AC bills to pay. Lawrence, hit them with that motherfucking ad read.
Yes, sir. It is week 3 of the only 360-degree partnership that matters. Grailed is again the presenting sponsor of Throwing Fits, the only podcast that matters. And I will admit, you are currently running it up on me as far as like this competition of who can sell more Johns.
Yeah, it's not as crazy as it was early in the week. I was fucking whooping your ass.
Yeah, I was bad.
But you've caught up some ground. It's currently 29-20. Good guys winning.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I mean, we're not fucking shilling dick pills and mattresses and like some other podcasts you might be listening to. Mm-hmm. This is some true fucking synergy.
Yeah, this is pure, raw, uncut Johns straight to the ears of the front of the face. And you know what? Honestly, man, like I'm not trying to give away my whole strategy here, but you're getting rope-a-doped a little bit. You know, I'm getting you to fucking fall into
sleepy Jimmy,
a fake sense of complacency, and then boom, right hook, left uppercut, and then I fucking come back storming through. I saw some of your vintage HBO Johns. You're bringing it again this week. I need to come harder, right?
Yeah,
you know, I caught up a little bit, but I need to come. I'm John Legend. This is what people expect from me,
I do
baby.
this. Like we basically a little peek behind the curtain. We got to submit these by Monday at noon. You start doing this shit at Monday at 11:55 a.m. You're like the kid that does nothing on the group project. Meanwhile, I'm the fucking backbone of this shit. I'm the leader of the biz dev department.
Still slaps, bitch. So suck my dick.
The number, bro. Look at the scoreboard.
Well,
look at
men
the
lie,
scoreboard.
Women lie, numbers don't lie. Anyway, check out this week's refresh. 100 new Johns.
Week 3.
We want you to. I mean, the sellout rate is actually increasing. So I don't know. I feel like maybe we can get that. We can stonks. You know, fucking sellout only goes up. You can find the link in the show notes description of this episode. You can find them on the Twitter timeline. You can find them on Instagram stories. You can find them at the link tree in our Instagram bio. TF Grailed week 3. We're only getting stronger.
Yeah, it is the only handpicked, curated, artisanal collection
bespoke
that matters.
Yeah,
Jeff, hit us with that transition. What?
They pay for it. You got to give it to them. Grailed.
Hit him with that.
A better way to cop, bitch.
Chef, go off, King. Throw Gang, we are joined by the Titan of tie-dye, the Don Dada of the dead, the Maestro of Maine, the Sultan of the Greenpoint streets, the Jewish General of Johns, the Shakedown Street Chic. Beauty is in the eye of the everyday uniform, the Gorpral himself, the chairman and CEO of corporate America, co-star of Rick Owens and Morty. He puts the polo in Reluctant Anthropologist, Mordechai, Mr. Mort Rubenstein.
What the hell is up, baby?
It's good, cowboy.
Yeah, kids. Hee-haw.
How do you like that intro?
It was good. I mean, I copy and paste that, send that to me in long form.
Absolutely.
So I can reread it because I am the Sultan of nothing but swings.
Okay.
The Sultan of Swing Street?
Yeah, Swing Street.
Swing Street. Are you nervous? Were you nervous to come back on the podcast, or you feel good?
No, I'm extremely nervous.
Why? We're all homies.
Yeah, no, not nervous. I wasn't nervous until I didn't respond to James' text about is anything not kosher.
Yeah, he mentioned that. You do, because like you were talking to me, but you completely ignored James, and James was trying to throw you a fucking bone if there was anything that was off the table. But what
I gave you? No, I was trying to give you an out to stop talking to Lawrence because that's what all guys want, really. At the end of the day,
yeah, that's fair. How are you feeling though now? You feel good now? You're juiced up. You're ready to go. What are you drinking? What was that? An energy drink?
It's cider. What'd you call it? A what drink?
An energy drink?
No. Citizen cider, traditional semi-dry. I know nothing about alcohol, but I love pina coladas.
Okay.
With a pina colada, I go for a cider or a painkiller if they have it.
Oh, painkiller is great. That's a classic for sure. That's like the best frozen drink.
That's a great summer drink.
I live in the Brooklyn, but I live up my mind. I'm on the island.
You're in Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cider is pretty good.
Damn, just a cheeseburger and a cider in paradise, baby.
No cheese, lactose intolerant.
Oh, excuse me.
Gives him the shits.
Jewish.
Yeah. So let's get right into the outfit thing. So you have a wardrobe change because we're going to do the fit check, right? You're going to walk us through everything that you're wearing. And you had some like visual bit, like a gambit plan, but we're not recording videos, so it's kind of pointless. But you could describe it.
I'm on a podcast. Whenever I'm a guest on a podcast, I always think everything's Instagram live. I always think everything's like video in your face. You can see my
Chuck too. That's the Chuck's curse. He lives his life like it's Instagram live.
You'd think that fashion style being a visual art form wouldn't really translate to an audio medium, and it doesn't. And yet we soldier on.
Yeah.
So I was gonna. I didn't pack enough clothes because I didn't know we were doing this. But there's no good excuse. Like I didn't go naked to Maine. We came out to Maine last minute to be by the ocean. So I brought some salt stuff, some fake fisherman gear and some fake outdoor dad gear.
Very cool.
And then the little house dress, beach dress cover up. You might call it a Miu Miu.
Miu Miu?
It's not part of the Prada family, but
I was gonna say
my wife's cousin's family, and that's Shelly's, and the jorts. I don't like the name. John Mayer taught me there's a word. There's a fancy way for making up the words.
Oh, like it's a
pontonym or some shit.
Yeah, it's a good word though.
I was gonna say portmanteau, but that's not right.
I think it's a clementure,
portmanteau. Yeah, it's a portmanteau.
Is it a portmanteau? I thought portmanteau is when you hear a word that's not.
No, it's like a non-clementure or clementure.
Nomenclature.
So, yes, I think that's the word.
What? That can't be correct.
We'll Google it. Fine, but anyway,
sure, whatever.
The word nomenclature essentially means word.
Yeah,
words.
I thought it just meant like language, but whatever.
Whatever.
If the John Mayer said it, then it is. Then we will accept it as truth. So
yes, I'm talking about the idiot that came up with jorts.
Yeah,
it's jean shorts. It's not fucking jorts.
Respect the sanctity of the garment.
So these are. I already gave it away, but these are the uncles.
Is this Bert? Is this Bert?
Uncle B?
Yes, Uncle Bertram.
Yeah, you mentioned him last time because last time you were on the pod, you talked about stealing some sweatshirt from him or asking him if you could cut it
up the middle. You cut it up the middle, and it was his lifting sweater.
But these are his fucking Maine shorts. These guys have a walk-in closet that is just clothes for eating.
Just jorts. It's a closet full of jorts.
No, it's mainly
it's a jortit.
Sweatshirt, sweatpants, a couple of these house things.
Right.
You can't see it for some beautiful.
No one can see it.
Yeah. I'll put it on if you can't see it.
But let's start at the bottom. I'm sure you don't remember that the whole idea is if you go top down, you're a police officer. So we'll just skip that. So you're going barefoot. What footwear do you have with you on the trip?
Interesting that we call it footwear. I have two pairs of footwear with me. I have like a fucking Upper West Side dog walking sneaker hybrid sandal thing that's gaining some popularity, unfortunately.
What's that called?
They're called Keens. They can get wet.
Oh, yeah. Keens.
They just collaborated with your boy. Yeah, the estate of Jerry Garcia, Japan only.
Anyway. So I am no free ads on this.
You shouted out the brand of the cider immediately.
Yeah, because nobody cares about it.
And Uncle Bert.
And Bert.
Yeah, big time. Bert's got leukemia, and I'm wearing his shorts in his honor.
Oh, damn. Shout out, prayers up for Bert, man. That's family. That's family.
I'm only here because he's sick, Otherwise, I'd be stuck in Brooklyn.
Sure.
I'd be in their main house. Anyway, so yes, I brought those, and I brought some Birkenstocks, and neither one are shoes, but they're both considered footwear. And
what Birks? Boston's or Zonas?
Kind of embarrassed, It's something that never say never, kids, because I would never wear some hip new Birkenstock. And it's not a Rick Owens or Valentino. It's worse. It's Velcro.
Chrome.
And
wait, what?
Chrome, I wish. It's Velcro. And they're
interesting.
Good. They're I'd be afraid of Velcro by the Schmendrick, like Birdwell's and the penis.
Yeah.
I don't want Velcro on my feet, because I don't want late night or when I'm stoned, like the touching of any body part with Velcro.
It's not satisfying because a lot of people find it extremely ASMR. They love the Velcro.
In Colombia's on the that's satisfying because it's like there's my weed.
Ooh, did that pick up?
There's my fishing thing. Yes, that's satisfying.
Yeah.
But when it's Velcro by the footwear, I don't want that to come off unnecessarily.
Interesting.
You're not a Boston's guy either, right? Your feet are too sweaty. Is that right?
I'm a real Boston's guy, but I can't break them in. Boston's are true quarantine footwear. It's like you want to go open heel. You don't want people to see your feet. On Zooms. But Arizona's, I could slide right through. My foot's not wide enough to fill it up. And Boston's, for some reason, it rubs the top of the toes, and you got to wear them barefoot to break them in, as you guys know.
Sure.
And I'm not man enough to walk them barefoot, so I'll never break them in. I got nice chunky rag wools, but that's fake. It's fake.
I mean, that is a good look, though. Really thick, rag wool sock with Boston's, because you can wear Boston's in the fall. Honestly, Boston's in the fall is better than Boston's in the spring or summer. Hence the sweaty feet. It happens.
If it's a dry day, is the ultimate footwear.
Yeah. In Germany, Boston's are actually the house shoe, and the Zonas are what you wear outside the house.
Because the Zonas, you drop the top on that. That's a convertible car, right? Yeah. That is for the spring and summer. You need that ventilation.
Foot titties out.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the footwear, and then what did you have under the jorts? What is that, like red long johns?
No, there's some baggies, but you guys been like talking. I didn't. When I wanted to talk about what's not, I want to talk about what's off limits. The Grateful Dead are off limits. The baggies are off limits. Because, while I've been wearing baggies for a few fucking years, and maybe before some other people, who gives a fuck? The point is that I didn't know what underwear to wear with or without baggies until now. If you're wearing baggies with underwear, you're a fucking jerk, okay?
Yeah.
This is with the brains in.
But Mordechai, some people who buy and love baggies take the brains out, so then they have to, well, you don't have to, but then they would be wearing underwear, really, which is stupid.
You cut the bag out,
Right.
And you keep the banana hammock in.
Yeah.
It keeps all the Inyana Kedusha, the jewels, it keeps them in place.
the meat juices.
We can talk about a whole other episode. I want to talk about manscaping and the anti-monkey.
You're on the wrong podcast for manscaping.
No, we'll talk about manscaping.
Okay. Well, I would just like to make a statement here. Mordecai is wearing baggies under his jorts like hood kids wear basketball shorts under jeans. Like, that's literally exactly what he was doing.
No belt, because I'm going as far as the ocean, and the ocean's across the fucking street.
Right.
But
you're going balls on brains always.
I watched some fellas, some friends wear bathing suits on the streets before we all knew about baggies, and in Manhattan. And I'm like, you're riding a bike on a Brooks saddle seat in from one Manhattan to Brooklyn with bathing suit. Are you wearing underwear? They're like, no. And I don't know if you shave or what you do underneath, Bob, but how is that comfortable? And then I tried it 4 or 5 years later without underwear, and there's no other way. And if you don't schwitz right, I don't know if the schwitz right, if the pH balance has changed as I get older, but I'm not doing as much down there.
Right.
And I could ride my bike from Brooklyn to Manhattan without undies, in baggies, without any anti-monkey.
So when's the last time you wore underwear this summer?
In Maine, you can go 3-4 days without putting on any sort of drawers.
I like that.
I'm not talking about sunspell.
What about in Brooklyn? I'm not wearing underwear right now. I got baggies, balls on brains, right, as we speak.
My buddy told me, if you're not getting laid, then you don't have to change your underwear for like 3-4 days. If you're
that's bad advice.
Incorrect. That is not true.
But I did that.
You don't have to wear underwear for 3 or 4 days, but you cannot wear the same underwear for 3 or 4 days. That's how coronavirus started.
So I'm looking for the right drawers, which is a whole other topic, because none stay right. And there are some.
You wear boxers, right? You wear boxers.
I don't wear boxers. I wear boxers lounging like a college girl, but I don't wear them trousers or jeans because they hike up too much.
Sure, exactly. You got to talk to James. James is still wearing boxers all day.
I mean, it's either nothing or boxers. Under all hindquarter wear.
But the one thing this entire podcast can agree with, and it's good to have Mordecai here be kind of like the hammer of justice on this, is you do not blow the brains out of your baggies, and you just wear them with no underwear, and you have the ideal situation. That's all you need to know.
You don't know. It's you don't. If you keep the baggies, if you keep the brains in, then you do not wear underwear, because there is something still to be said for blowing out the brains.
Wear the fucking raincoat in the shower, all that. But the 5-inch were not city acceptable. And if they made a 4.5, I'd go that now, because I went to 7. I went medium, small, and large in the same colors.
Damn.
And I went.
You tested every bowl of porridge looking for the right temperature.
A man's versatile.
I'm 5'8" 3/4 on a good day and shrinking, and the 7-inch are too fucking long.
Yeah, for sure.
On the subway, 5s are a little short. Yeah,
if you sit, don't sit, stand.
Don't sit. Yeah. Don't sit. But if you
give your seat to a woman anyway, you know what I'm saying? Be chivalrous.
But if you're sitting on the bike, 5 is short. Beach, 5 is great.
Oh yeah.
What's the shortest you've done that you would go back to?
I mean, the OPs that I'm looking for are probably 4.5, but I don't think I can handle that.
3 is like a running short, right? That's like, at that point you're getting kind of like technical as far as like real unbridled mobility is concerned.
But need to keep the fucking brains in.
Shorts are kind of trending in a weird way because they're not for the big city. They're not like, even stand-ups in 5 are hella short, But
what do you think about like big blousey shorts?
That's what I'm saying. Like big flousy shorts. I was talking to Noah Johnson about that. Like it's cool, but not for riding a bike or walking the stroller.
Oh yeah.
It's a little precious in a way because it's rubbing against each other. But wearing shorts is like a real sign of like, fuck you, I'm on vacation, leave me alone, even though it's gone. I yelled at Sam Hine years ago. I'm like, it's not cool to wear baggies to the GQ office. It's a place of business. But now it's all changed.
What the fuck do you wear to the office, bro? What do you? When's the last? Yeah, when's the last time you wore pants in an office?
When's the last time you were in an office?
Yeah,
2009.
Next time it's okay to go to an office. No, but now that it's so acceptable to wear shorts, 5 inches funny because it's so revealing.
It's not like, that revealing.
It's not for dinner. It is. It is. It's
if you're biking, sure, but if
it is,
that's not
crazy. Look good. You look good. Your thighs look good.
Yeah, but if I'm at dinner and I lose topic of my girl that I'm talking to, my wife, excuse me, and I start glance over, I don't want to see some guys fucking like inner thigh or whatever it's called.
Man thigh is universally pretty gross, but I don't know. Yeah. Don't skip leg day.
But New York's not an open-toed city for sandals either, and I'm breaking that rule. So.
That's fair.
Rules were meant to be broken, right?
That's right.
You know,
I don't know.
You of anyone should preach that, right? That's your whole family. You're wearing a fishing shirt with like Dennis Rodman Oakley's. Oh, sorry.
What's up? Let's talk about. So then you got the jorts, and the jorts were actually shorter than the baggies. So you had the baggies kind of jumping out,
peeking out. That's why I was like, what are these long johns?
Reverse sagging. So reverse sagging.
I brought like 5 PFG outfits, and I didn't. Again, not for this, just for life. But this is life. This is more important than my entire trip to Maine. This is like the highlight. And I couldn't do it because just like packing for Pity Uomo and shit, I don't like. It's fun to pack new outfits. It's fun. I try out things before I take off.
Yeah, it's the best part of traveling is packing all the fits that you know you're going to wear, and it's the best part.
You guys don't like to freestyle. Like sometimes I like to throw some shit in the bag. And
are you kidding me?
Never.
Vacation, limited time. No, I'm never freestyling anything. I want things that could go together that are versatile.
That just shows your lack of imagination, creativity, in my opinion.
No. Shows your lack of preparation, bitch.
Chuck, hope you're taking notes for when you take a vacation. But and none of your Hamptons bullshit. Okay, if you take a vacation, you're lucky that to get you to the Jersey Shore.
Would Chuck do well in Maine?
I mean, he'd have to lose the hair product, but yes.
Hair product.
Your hair tonight is a lot more cared for than the other night on Instagram.
What?
It is.
Well, you know why? He was so sweaty on IG Live that the whole shit just kind of like, flopped over him.
Also, Chuck's only had shellfish once in his life. Do you think he has to like acclimate?
Huh? Chuck, are you Jewish? No.
He's just uncultured, or was until he joined forces with the Kings and he ate all day.
He's from a landlocked nation of Arizona.
Okay. No, I don't eat the shrimp either. But wait, so anyway, I brought all these PFG things, but just I'll try on the new fits before pity. But when I get there, I want to go back to the true tried and tested James theory of either throwing on what I didn't know the extras or what I've worn before. New outfits are fun, but I'd rather test them in Brooklyn than not.
But I'd also like to make a point. The preparation of packing all of like the new best stuff that you're excited about makes the freaking and the remixing and the freestyling after the fact even more effective. So it's really combining both of these schools of thought so that you can both run up and get the biggest fits off the whole trip.
Exactly, but you don't want to be stuck with a dud. Maybe it looked good in the fit pick mirror at home, but before you like truly, road tested it, and then you show up and like you have limited Johns and limited fits, like you don't be stuck with that for the week.
Yeah, but let me ask Mordechai something. Let me guess. There's definitely one thing that you brought that you haven't worn yet, right? There's always something that you bring on vacation that you're like you never wear. That always happens.
So first of all, I don't take tags off for a long time. I'm not popping tags every day like you guys. I get a pair of underwear at Yohji Yamamoto when IF goes out of business and they're still sitting on my drawer at home for a special day. That's just how I am. And I also have socks older than me. Forget older than you. So yes, I brought a bunch of PFG. Fuck it, no free ads. I brought a bunch of new stuff that still have the tags on. I got excited for tonight and cut like 2 tags, but I'm not going to wear them. I might wear them on this trip, but not tonight.
Sure.
The only other person, not to kiss Larry's ass, that I know that wears the PFG, like not like fishing, is you. And I'm obsessed with that stuff. And
it's good, man.
I don't want to give.
We're going to talk. We're going to talk ripping lips later on.
Is the top right? Is that PFG or is that?
It's not, but it might.
Mort, hold on. I know you don't. I know you're not a big fan of underwear. You're not a drawsman, but do you guys all pack like? Do you guys all pack?
Want drawers? I'm having major drawer problems.
Do you guys pack for vacation as if you're going to shit your pants every day?
Yeah,
pack like 12 extra pairs.
You always got it. You better safe than sorry. You never will catch me lacking.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing white painter's pants with no lactate, so that's the free balling. So that's pretty risky right there.
That's very risky.
It depends how close to mealtime, because I got lactate in every pocket, but we're surrounded by ice cream joints here. And if I'm a good boy, then my wife will take me for ice cream. I don't have a driver's license, so I rely on her. You got to put the baby to bed. That's why I'm praying. This isn't really 2 hours, even though I could talk for 3.
We're well aware. All right. Well, so then let's get through this fit check. Let's talk about the Oakleys, because those are delicious.
Did we ID the shirt? Do we ID?
Do you want to say the brand of the shirt or no?
LOB.
Okay.
It's like a
LOB performance fishing gear is what it looks like.
Got that, you know.
Oh yeah, for
side
sure.
vents
With the mesh side gusset. Nice.
It's fucking more like it's real. It's mossy oak.
Yeah, the real deal. It looks good.
For Lawrence and I, it's pretty official.
It is very official. Let's talk to us.
You're talking as if I'm not a fishman, Mort.
It's not our legacy.
Well,
first of all, it's pronounced Lagache. It's pronounced Lagache.
Like Mordechai and I we're men of the people. We're going to wear PFG. We're going to wear LL Bean. You
think I'm not a salty dog?
You're a snob,
You think I'm not yelling at people to shut the fuck up and fish?
Yeah, and you're doing that in your
I'm not casting my tenkara.
In Japan.
My rod.
Yeah, you're pretentious, dude. It just is what it is.
Jimmy with the big rod.
This 2W8. We're doing fucking
true blue collar appropriation.
Yeah, my rod came from the gas station up the road.
Yeah, dude. Talk to us about the Oakleys that also look like they could be from a gas station up the road, but they're probably very expensive.
I've never been into sunglasses before.
Really?
And they're so light and easy on the face. My only complaint is when I'm lighting a bowl, I can't see the bowl. I got to take them off for lighting a bowl. It's a weird block.
Are those vintage? Those got to be from the 90s, right? Or whatever, 2000s?
No, they're brand new.
They're brand new?
You got to get the best ones for lighting a bowl are the overheads, the wrap.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, the
You're going to drop two G's on those?
You need the flip ones like a fucking outfield.
Oh yeah, the Ken Caminittis.
No.
You know what Oakley doesn't do? You can't get the fucking alien joints with the flip down. The engineer, they haven't created the technology to make that possible yet, Chuck.
The Michael Jordan thing was dumb, but everyone's talking about these glasses afterwards.
Those are new. Like you can buy those on the Oakley website right now.
They either came out last week or
last week.
Last week. Okay.
Did you pop the tag on them yet?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Listen to the hinge. Silent.
Smooth.
Silent. Oh, that is a squeaky. Yo, listen.
Sounds like
Roddy Rich, dude.
Roddy Rich.
Roddy Rich of the.
You're not sneaking out of the house in these.
My man hits Sunglass Hut and blows a bag like Roddy Rich, dude. And yo, the squeaky hinge needs the grease. Yo, Oakley, if you're listening,
and we got our outro music,
my man. Yeah,
USA assembled. What does it say about the rest of the shit?
It means it was all made in China,
elsewhere.
And then just literally, that's exactly what Shinola does with their watches.
That's what everyone does.
Yeah, I mean it's a loophole.
Less than Detroit.
but we're more sophisticated. And finally, let's talk about this fucking. Is that a 10-gallon hat? Is that 10 gallons?
10x. I have to check. Yeah, 10x.
Is that a Stetson?
Yeah, what is
10X.
that?
Genuine Shantung Panama, made in Texas, USA.
Beautiful. Yeah. This is sick because it's a cowboy hat, but it's like a very breathable Panama hat fabric.
The George Strait design, and I don't know who he is, but he's a musician.
He's the most famous country singer of all time. Yeah, all my exes live in Texas, like I'm George Strait.
That's him. So I spoke to
that's Drake. That's Drake.
famous hat
it's
designer.
About George Strait.
No, Drake was rapping about a hat designer.
That's what I'm saying. But that line,
I'm a 6 7/8 hat.
What?
You
got a small little head.
Me too, dude. And maybe it's a Jew thing. I have a small ass head too, bro. Actually, yo, I need some hats from Mordecai. I need your runoff shit. I need all your old shit.
I tried 6 straw cowboy hats virtually to land on this one. They shipped 3 and I shipped 2 back.
George Strait's like the Warby Parker of cowboy hats.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. Now I went the next size down because I said to the guy, when I go like this, it moves a tiny tad, and he's like, just like shrink to fit denim. You wear it in the sun, you wear it in the heat, the leather band will shrink to your fucking head. And that's the sign of a good fucking hat. You know?
True. Damn. George Strait told you that himself.
They had the sticker right here. I kept it for like 2 weeks.
Like a new era. George Strait moving weight.
Wow, dude.
I had to, but it's like I'm on a real Western tip right now, and I'm so sick of ball caps. And I like whatever. The right bell is cool, but everything is so fucking hip and trendy. And
you wear a hat. You wear all hats well, though. So like you kind of have.
It's the lettuce. It's the lettuce.
Yeah, the lettuce helps. But you have an embarrassment of riches where you can just like do any type of a beret, a cowboy, a straw cowboy hat, whatever.
Yarmulke, breast. But I asked the cowboy on FaceTime how they sit in the car. Because if you're on the subway or in a car, it's so annoying.
Or riding a horse.
Yeah. Well, a horse has no back seat, dog. That's what it's made for. Yeah. Can you imagine being the hatsman at the George Strait outlet, and you got to talk to Mordechai on FaceTime to try to?
He's like, all right, how does this perform on the one train?
Yeah, or his AirPods aren't connecting like this podcast, and the guy's like, yo, what? I didn't sign up. I'm getting too old for this shit.
And it flew off. This shit ain't going on.
Shit ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere.
For streets, you're not taking real camera with a viewfinder hitting this lens. But now that it's all about the iPhone, I don't need to wear the.
But you could do a whole performative thing where you like tip it back, or you do a whole
lady.
You know, it's a very chivalrous thing,
ma'am.
Like giving your seat up on the subway. You know,
you ever kick the swing doors in at a Maine saloon wearing that hat?
James, I'm Jewish. I'm the fakest cowboy. Brandon Deadhead.
There's Jewish cowboys.
Like two.
I'm sure there's like a equipment manager on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the team doctor.
Can we talk about the nails?
Yeah, let's see the nails.
I wanted to take it off before the show.
Very trendy.
Did your daughter do that?
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's too trendy. But I did a little thing for I almost said a candy company, a nail company. I had my daughter paint my nails for fucking
when you bite your nails, it's all candy, baby.
Bitch, and they went for it. And then I just did another one to explain how men wear nail polish. And I left it on to piss off my father-in-law, piss off my wife. My wife thinks it's extremely.
Yeah, sure. We could leave it at that.
I mean,
what about the jewelry?
Maine's a liberal state, but do you get any weird looks? I mean, I don't know what town you're in. I don't know what's your address right now?
Yeah, where you at?
I don't want it on there, but it's 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes from Kennebunkport. Maine's
a good area.
I thought Maine was like rich, but it's not. It's pretty salty and lobstermen too. And we're in a fishing shack. We're in this like small shack a block from the beach.
You're in a drinking town with a fishing problem.
Yeah.
There it is.
And, I don't know what my point was.
Have you gotten any weird looks from anyone or any
has anyone been like
homophobia?
This fucking bozo.
Oh yeah. When I introduced myself as Mordechai, I need a new name, like that, just like Joe. But
Butch the Sundance Kid.
But I'm holding my daughter.
Yeah,
with
Butch, that'll work.
This and purple baggies. It's already so weird.
Right.
So I get.
But you're not toning it down, but like that's the thing, right? You're being yourself. You're not going to change for anybody. So
and every beach town has like the town kook, the town eccentric,
Yeah. And I used to think like
the village idiot.
Dress for wear. I looked at Art Basel a few years after we started going, and I was just like, you look like I looked at pictures of myself. You look fucking idiot. It's middle of winter. Just because you're going to Miami doesn't mean you have to wear seersucker and Madras. Sure. You could wear black linen and look still New York, but not dress like you're on vacation. So I try to blend in Maine. And I heard this thing once. Maine has an expression. It's different. I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's like
Maine, comma, hits different.
Maine different. Slogan. Yeah, I'm different.
It's different. Yeah. But weed is
sorry about your state, but Maine different.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what we were talking about, but I get the looks and Oh, the nail polish. Yeah, I don't know. My father-in-law can't stand it. My father can't stand it. My wife can't stand it. My daughter loves it.
What about jewelry?
That's all that matters, right?
You have a wedding ring and a bracelet?
This is a 1940s taken from a pocket watch fob.
Oh, nice.
I had a charm on here of a stone, and it fell out. The jeweler told me don't do it. It'll fall out. I can't hold it. I didn't listen to him. This is climbing shit from Japan. It's like those. It's like
Mort, are you still climbing? We climb like
summer
twice
camp
together.
Bracelet.
I'm climbing in my mind every day. And the wedding band. This is my third fucking one. Not because I lost it.
Third wife?
No, not that. I keep adding stones. I keep adding stones.
What stones are on there?
I saw Wiz Khalifa with the Rainbow Channel bullshit Fruit Loops ring. What's his name probably made like Greg Unia or something like. And I was like, I want that. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Mr. Flawless, please.
Ebola made a wedding ring.
Show some respect.
I held it up, And I'm like, if you're holding a microphone, which I'm not a rapper, I'm not a musician yet.
Not yet.
We are.
It's so uncomfortable. I don't know how people could wear those rainbow channels. But I want stones all the way around. I was inspired by Indian men where they wear the stones for the moods and the birthdays and stuff. So I did stones all the way around. I ripped off an old Cartier. But this is the third one. The stones kept. Next, this is stupid. Yeah. And I took no earrings for this trip.
No earrings?
Really? I'm surprised. When's the last time you went, or do you normally go, or do you sometimes go no earrings?
I'm naked a lot lately. I sleep with them and shower with them, and I think that's not too good. And then with COVID, I'm like, where are you going, bro? You got to wear colored earrings every day. So I took them out to be simple guy. And then this trip came last minute, and I wish I packed my jewelry.
Are earrings not good for, I don't know, could you like hook your mask through them? Just like hang your mask from them?
When we're fishing?
No, like your face mask.
Fuck masks. No, it could. They catch on to the interior. You hear that? So the band mask. I don't know if I got to get a manicure or what, because every time I put the mask on, it clips onto the shit. But no, the masks don't cut on nothing. I'm a pro.
Are people wearing masks up in Maine?
Yeah, what's the status? Give us a...
it's weird. They're very respectful when you go pick up the takeout food and stuff. When I go to the bait and tackle shop, like I've been to one, they ask you to mask up. But these assholes, they have the mask like under here.
Sure.
Tampon
under the nose.
Not quite exactly. And when they go into the crab shack to pick up the takeout food, they still don't move it. And the young people that work in these shops are too... courteous
to their
too polite. They're too polite, right?
To be like, excuse me, because in my neighborhood in Greenpoint, I don't know how close you are to Greenpoint. We don't hang. We got to when this is over. I look at some of these bakeries and bagel shops. I'm like, fuck you. I just don't want. Paulie G's wife told me, she's like, we got a lot of negative complaints about masks in the oven, and I shut my mouth because I'm like, all right, Mrs. G, because it's 100 degrees at a pizza oven, I will never complain again. Bullshit, because here I'm complaining to you. I don't want to walk by a bagel shop in Brooklyn or a corner deli.
No, of course not. Nobody wants that. That's not fun for anybody. I mean, it's about being, courteous, responsible participant in society. Some people can't do that.
Are you freaking the masks? Like, I know that you have like custom like New York Nick yarmulkes and shit, but you're not doing anything with the masks.
I thought I would only go with the Surgeon, the classic, not M65 or M95, but like the classic cheapo. And then some girl made some beautiful 50s patchwork.
Dude, that's my friend Chris. That's my friend Christine.
Yeah, I bought it. $35, a lot of money for me for a mask. But
shout out Christine. Christine J. Leahy on IG. She's doing them in like small batches. I just bought one.
Liberty, and I'm obsessed with vintage quilts, and she fucking nailed it. And
she's the one that did Jonah's?
No.
Jonah Hills?
This is like the first batch. Mort got one. She just dropped a second one. Sold out instantly.
I complained. I fetched just like I should, and told her like there's no wire in the nose. I don't know if it's my Jewish nose or just people's noses, but it falls down all day. She picked it up, she inserted the wire, and she dropped it back off in my building.
She works for Rags, so she has those skills.
Normally that customer service is reserved to George Strait's Hat Bazaar. You know what I'm saying? You normally can't get that otherwise.
And this lady, you guys know Rosen and Chaddock Fabrics uptown? There's only Mood Fabrics and Rosen and Chaddock. There's like 3 fabric houses in New York that are like FIT students could walk in blindfolded with a scissors, and they're going to be all over them. Like, okay, your section is that corner. Just get the fuck out of here.
Amateur hours back that way.
Yeah. But other than that, it's a lot of jobbers on 38th Street where buy less from Ralph Lauren and should they sell it illegally. But Rosen and Chaddock is a fabric store that Tom Brown, everybody goes there. And the woman that runs the joint, Ellen Leibowitz, she took all her marathon jerseys and she sewed them into masks, and she sent me one. And again, because of either my big ears or my small face, it stays on so nice. It's like plastic surgery. But
they still got the marathon scent.
Yeah. How do they smell?
Her marathons. I love them. I wear it every fucking day that I can. I reserve Patrick, but I didn't think I'd want designery. I definitely don't.
I'm against it personally. I like. You want the classic surgeon.
You want the off-white ones?
I don't want Visvim. I don't even want
Visvim. Chrome Hearts mask.
How does everybody have the same Visvim sandals the next day? It's just like
the Christos.
I
don't know. They're good though. They're cool.
The ones that came out last week with the fringe.
I don't know.
It's just like another one. We get it. Anyway,
another one.
Yeah.
Mort, fit check complete.
Yeah, we're going to, you said you only have an hour? How long? You have 2 hours? Yeah. Okay. We spent an hour on the fit check. So that's a complete fit check, and we're going to get into the podcast.
I want to ask Mort, so you're stuck up in Maine. Are you still swagger jacking Uncle Bert besides the jorts? Are you still mining his closet for hidden gems?
No, it's pretty much, they're all cut.
What do you mean they're all cut?
They're cut gems.
No more uncut.
They're cut gems. Got it.
Yeah.
What about like notable fits you've seen in Maine? Like you're obviously out there
Besides no
documenting it, but,
masks.
Besides no masks, besides
I'm just studying the fishermen. I'm studying the fishermen because they're wearing the off-brand Columbia. They're wearing the off-brand Salt Life. They're wearing like it, and it's got like a cat print on the fucking, they're like 13 pockets.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like
shit.
That's why I like all that, because like, all right, obviously EG.
What do you keep in your pockets, Lawrence?
No, I'm just making a point about the aesthetic look of all the pockets, not about the functionality. I'm talking about the form, to be clear. We all love EG on this podcast. EG is the undisputed champion, heavyweight champion of the world. Pockets on pockets on pockets. I like that look. You can get that on PFG for $45.
Yes.
All right.
And you can wear PFG for 30 minutes and your wife is like, you stink.
So
that mosquito bites.
So the point, James, is that I like all the pockets, and that's
fair enough.
That's
all right, Mordecai. We're a big fish pod over here, and we've changed in a lot of ways since the last time you came on the podcast. But as you may or may not know, the three main subjects of this podcast, the only podcast that matters, are normally money,
ka-ching,
meats and cheeks.
Congrats on the sex, by the way.
Yeah, most importantly,
one-time sex average.
Most importantly, Jimmy and Larry ourselves. However, since this is our pod, we can do whatever the fuck we want, including 360-degree tomahawk slam dunking the run of show into the trash and freestyling it with the big homie. Since we know he isn't going to follow the script anyway. Mort, welcome to the only podcast that matters. We're just we're just going balls on brains with this run of show. We're just freeballing it. We're freestyling.
We are freeballing. You ready to play? You ready to go? That was just the appetizer.
Yeah. Actually freeballing because I want to see waistbands.
I'm not freeballing because I'm wearing sweat shorts, so the balls would the ball scent would stay with me for weeks.
Okay.
That's a lot of skin.
Yeah.
Wait, Mort, tell us about this book you just dropped.
Tell us about your book, dude.
Panty dropping first, James.
Wait, your book?
There's no panties to drop. There's no panties to drop. That's the thing.
Do you think your book? If a dude or a girl or anybody had somebody over at their crib and they broke, like, let's go back to my crib and check out this sick Grateful Dead book. Do you think anyone's getting laid off your book?
Well, it's not a Grateful Dead book. It is a book for deadheads, and I wonder if Dead & Co. is sensi to that, and they're probably not. But it's funny because Grateful gets all the fucking shine, but it's like now Dead & Co.
Sure.
I think that the person who was going to get laid, their chances went down a little bit.
Okay.
Check out these old dudes in Tulum.
With the big boobies and the tattoo that says Grateful Dad.
Grateful Dad, that's the episode title.
Yeah, Grateful Dad. No, if there was any chance, they went down. But it depends. If they're on acid, the chances go up. Then in the morning, they might make the beast with two backs.
So if you're a buyer of this book and you think that it's going to get you laid, also maybe tack up a sheet of acid in the foyer. And so when you come home with a lady, with a guy, with a potential sex partner, sex haver, have them lick the sheet of acid first.
Yeah. On page 69 on some books is a sheet of acid. So
get the fuck out of here. I got to go check my fucking
FBI, this is a parody account. No, but tell us about this book. Like, just sell us on this, pitch us on this shit.
How are the sales? Okay. Yeah. How are the sales right now? Really? Are you making money on the book?
It's the perfect summer read. You don't need to,
because there's no words.
No words. Yeah.
No words.
You don't need to know how to read. It's just, flipping through fucking pages. You can stop and start anywhere. ADD, you don't have to worry about what you missed on page 13, page 15. If you do decide to read it, it makes no sense. So please don't read it. And
this is great. Write the kind of book that you want to see in the world. This book is literally the manifestation of Mordecai's brain.
Yeah, and I think it'll do really, really good when I die. And I don't mean because the author died. I mean, this book is for your grandchildren. This isn't for us.
And you're making money off this book. It's happening.
Yeah, I mean, tons. When I'm not going to make money unless this book sells like 8,000 copies. So
what are we at?
That's not that bad.
We're at like 2.
Okay. Hopefully if you're listening to this right now, buy the fucking book. But open your purse.
You might get lucky on page 69.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
to local booksellers and be like, yo, where is that asshole's book? Dead Style or Dead Styles or something.
Backing up, what's the title of your book?
It's either Dead Style or Dead Styles. I can't remember.
Okay, cool. One or the other.
I wanted a fancy, hardcover, glossy, off the top of the book kind of thing.
Sure.
And
the best kind of book.
And they were like, Deadheads want soft back, soft cover,
round corners.
Yeah.
You can break off paper to make the what's that thing you put on the end?
Filter?
Yeah, there you go. And break up weed inside and outside and leave coffee mug rings on the cover. And that's the book I made. And I think they were right looking at the sales because the Deadheads, they don't want some fancy book. So
were you commissioned? When you were like traveling around, like, did you know this book was going to happen, or did this book come after the fact, after you had traveled to all these shows and like documenting your favorite fits?
I went to I think it was fall tour, and they were like, yo, we love your photos, let's do a book. And I'm like, wow. I went home to my wife, we were just having a baby, and I was like, yo, I got to go on tour, I got a book deal. And she's like, yeah, right. I'm like, no, I'm going on tour. They're sending me, and she's like, well, da, 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 da. And sure enough, she let me pick like 3 shows out of the 11.
That's cool.
What'd you pick?
I picked the Gorge in Washington.
Classic.
Washington at the Gorge because I wanted to camp. I've never camped in my adult life. It was the greatest time. I got to wear zone. I got to wear zone. You know what zone is in Hebrew?
What?
Zone is a whore. I got to.
So you got to wear the sandals of a whore.
I got to wear Zonas. It was a hall pass. I got to wear Zonas with ragwool socks and actually sleep in a tent that my friend pitched. And it was real glamping because the car was right there, and I brought in outfits on outfits on outfits.
Sure.
Because the advantage of going to a show like that, it's a 3-day festival, even though you're only seeing 1 show, 2 shows. There's like walking around 6 a.m. and people are brushing their teeth, or 4 in the morning for after parties. I had a lot of outfits, so that was fun to get out of like. To see like a real lot, I went to Colorado, but I didn't get to go to Cali. Who cares about where I didn't get to go? That's not the point.
What were the best drugs that you did on tour?
This guy's got your dog.
Was you got a French bulldog?
Yeah, is that what? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
He's Birkenstocks.
Can you remember that we're doing a podcast with you and not with that fucking guy?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So what was your favorite show, and then what were the best drugs that you did?
To the real questions.
So in Washington, this guy, we nicknamed him. I got to look at my text for a minute because I did save his number. He came around with like a garbage bag full of mushies, fucking mushrooms. Let's not.
Boomers.
And
we're grown men.
And we bought. He's like, well, how much do you want? I'm like, I didn't know the measurement. I'm like, $50, like $60 worth. And he was just like, well, Hal's like, and he like, open up your shirt. And I literally like opened up my fucking shirt, and he piled it in. And my friend in Seattle, Washington, that lives there, he still has some in his garage. So I did like, I don't know, 3-4 hits in 2 days of acid. I love psychedelics.
What's your preferred drug? What's your preferred drug to consume while watching Denko?
LSD with some mushrooms.
Yeah. Psychedelic in general, man. Just the whole time, it's a whole vibe.
I mean, look, if you get Special K and you tap me on the shoulder for lunch, I might partake.
Okay.
I've been known to fall asleep at dead shows. I've got pictures and videos to prove it.
Well, you were working, dude. You were exhausted. You were working all day.
I want to read that book.
I don't shoot at night. So when the music comes on, that camera's gone.
Then it's time for the Grateful Dad to relax, kick his feet up after a long, hard day at the fucking street style factory. You know what I'm saying?
Office hours are closed.
Yeah.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem.
What did you think of all the Grateful Dead collabs? I know you wore all 3 dunks in fit pics, fucking back to back to back.
All 3 all at once.
Yeah. What do you? Because all right, what do we have? The Grateful Dead dunks. That was the biggest one. They did a Peloton. Yeah, Peloton.
Did they really do Peloton?
They did.
Yeah, it was like a
they did like
ride or some
music
shit.
Themed classes.
I love them, but it's almost like a grandchild is controlling the estate and is like, yep,
right,
yep. 7-Eleven Big Gulp, yep. A Slurpee too, yep. And then the companies that really want it either can't afford it or like can't figure out who to email. It's really dumb. They
did a Yeti cooler. That's in our notes. That sounds cool. I like Yeti. Yeti's a Cadillac of coolers, man.
Igloo.
Oh, is it Igloo? Oh,
I
damn.
didn't see
Never
Yeti.
mind.
I wish we did, yeah.
Never mind. Fuck. You're going to do Igloo when Yeti's available? That's whack. All right. Never mind.
Why does
I changed my
everyone love
mind.
you?
That's bad.
You know, just same day or day before the Nikes came out, no one's talking about that hippie vegan like canvas loafer that the Columbia PFG type of guys wear. They did it.
Was it good?
Terrible.
Oh, okay.
It's like canvas steely on the front. It's it's like a penny loafer without the penny part that's canvas and fringed edges.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
It's awful.
Now
It's
that you're describing it.
Like an espadrille?
Vegan. It's so bad. Anyway, it's like it's crazy. I mean, the amount of collaborations they have coming out and that they've already done.
You think it's just a cash grab, like capitalizing on this current moment by the estate, not by Bob Weir or whatever.
Responsible, you know. It's like
it's your fault.
You made it cool. You're one of the few people that made it cool. You know, you're the tip of the spear on this trend.
You, Alex, Elijah, Will Welch. It's all you guys.
Well, they're real dead.
John Mayer.
You ruined it.
Plus, you know, I was wearing dead tees before I liked the music, let alone heard it. You know,
right?
I'm guilty.
What's been your favorite? What's been like out of all the fucking dozens and dozens of collabs in the last, I don't know, year or so alone? Like, what's been your favorite?
Yeah, do you like anything, or is it all vintage shit for you that moves your needle?
Costco pretzels, they with peanut butter on the inside. I can't remember the name. They sit on the tongue. It's like a cereal that doesn't lose its crunchiness. They're just perfect. But clothing collaborations.
Are we just asking him collaborations or general or Grateful Dead collaborations specifically?
Grateful Dead collabs.
Yeah.
I think the Nike, because as a sculpture, as an item, it's really nice to look at and you can still wear it. I mean,
it's a great chew toy for your dog.
Yeah.
That I don't have yet.
And if things ever get tight, and if things ever get tight, you can flip them to some fucking dumbass, you know, on the internet, which is always
baby.
Yeah, some poor fucking gutter snipe.
What about is there any collab that you would want to, that you think would make sense? Like you did the fucking tie-dye snowshoes. Like, could you see Grateful Dead estate work with a company, whether it's a fucking cowboy hat company or like, what would you want to see them do?
I think an experience like a hotel.
Oh, really?
Experience right now. For number one, you can't get in. What state wants you in? Tell me. What state wants a New Yorker, East Coast coming out west? But I think just like I told Ralph Lauren, I think an estate is just welcome to my world. You get acid on the way in, you get dipped in pure on the way out. So you go
nice.
home. But I don't know. You know, I think an all-encompassing and all-feeling day spa, if I may.
It's not a bad idea.
No, but it's
a resort.
Yeah, they already have the underwear and the socks and anything you can possibly imagine. We can make an airplane.
Jimmy Buffett must have something like this. Well, obviously rock stars have the cruises, right? The themed cruises. The Grateful
Jimmy
Dead
Buffett has entire plane communities.
Okay, so then there you go. That's so the Dead need to do a similar thing. That's maybe like more chill and more vibed out than like drinking, 15 handles of Jack Daniels on the Kid Rock cruise. You know what I'm saying? And getting alcohol.
I think a Ben and Jerry's ice cream would be so good.
Cherry Garcia.
I'm kidding.
Oh, cool, dude. What do you think of the Chunky Dunkies?
I wanted them to live.
You wanted them just because they're so crazy? Like they're so bad? They're so bad you wanted them.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, really? You couldn't do any worse than you did the Dunks, the Grateful Dead? It's like they're aligned. They're really aligned.
I mean, they're both the worst. Like so many Dunks are coming out. Those are either, I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. I hate all of them.
I want the 7-Eleven. I don't know if it's already out or.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
I just love that color combination.
You like them as objects, though. That's what you're saying, right? You don't, or maybe you'll take a fit pic for the gram because again, we saw those. We saw them.
The day I skate, I'm skating in zonas.
You're not necessarily slurping men. You just like the colorway.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of colors, Mort, here's a big question, kind of divisive. Big questions only. Has tie-dye jumped the shark?
Yeah, is it a wrap?
It sucks. It's like I'm getting interviewed now as a tie-dye expert, and I got to get
tie-dye man.
Let me tell you something. I know nothing about tie-dye. I know that it makes me feel good, and it puts me in a fucking good mood when I'm looking at suits all day, and I like things that make you feel like you're traveling and fucked up and out of it, and therefore I love tie-dye.
Does it bother you then that so many people feel the same way? Because I see both sides of it. Like it does. I think it is just an enjoyable thing that you should just enjoy. But at the same time, to James's point, it's like there's a lot of bad tie-dye. There's a lot of bozos in tie-dye, and does that ruin it for you?
It really doesn't. It makes my, tie-dye feel that much more special because while I'm no tie-dye expert, I know the stuff I have is beautiful and dear. I don't know maybe the dyer that dyed it in Colorado, but I know the holes in it make me feel like the previous owner did tons of acid and special.
Have you been wearing it less now that it is so prevalent and saturated?
Put on ice for a bit.
I'm trying to wear it less. It's not easy for me. It puts me in such a good mood in Brooklyn when I look around at all the assholes and I'm just like, but then I get a reminder from a friend out of town that's just like, yo, leave the lot on the lot. Like, don't. And he's right. He didn't say it in those words, but it's like,
is that the deadhead way of saying don't get lost in the sauce?
yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's funny because I think they're the only band where people are like, oh, you can wear the merch to the show,
Yeah.
And it's also true. Like, if I'm walking to Maine, I don't want someone to be like, yo, did you hear Cleveland 85?
Yeah, that sucks.
Dark Star. Because I don't know what to say. Just like when you ask about the Mets.
Ask for the tape, bro. Ask for the tapes.
Yeah, exactly. But there's so many bozos wearing it. And I shot a girl walking right by.
You shot a girl?
What? She photographed.
Just to watch her die.
Yeah.
I photographed
in
her
Reno.
walking by the Cadillac House during some fake New York Fashion Week. And I said, wow. Great Grateful Dead shirt. Just like I get so excited, like, wow. And she's like, what? And I said, no, I love your shirt. Are you familiar with the band? She didn't even look down and she's like, I got it at Urban. I don't know. Yeah.
That's rough.
I put it in the book. I put in the caption and the publisher pushed me for captions. And it's like people be like, oh, I love reading your blog. I'm like, you don't read anything. Like,
right. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that's cap.
But I did write a caption saying like, this girl had no idea what she was wearing.
Sure.
And she's wearing because the publisher pushed me for captions and street stuff, which is how I met up with Jonah.
Put the caption.
Yeah. Jonah does look good as fuck, though. Jonah looks good as hell. That's a great fucking picture.
I don't like arranging photo shoots, but I reached out to like Chloe, Playboy Cardi. I reached out to some celebrities that wear Grateful Dead stuff, whether they are or not, just to shoot them. And I shot Juice from Flatbush Zombies, and he didn't make it in the book. I shot Jonah, and Jonah showed up in a Marnie suit with a
Marnie he looks great. The Marnie shit is so fire.
And I loved the photo, but I felt so bad putting it in because it's like I didn't just bump into him on the street, and I have to be honest. But I made the publisher happy, and I think he looks great in it. We sent him the book.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. It's like, how does Jonah look? And he looks fucking smashing. So what are we talking about here? So it's a worthy addition.
But actually, Ezra sent him the photos before it came out. I don't know if I sent it to Ezra one night, like Stone showing off because he helped me link with Jonah. But he sent it to him, and then Jonah hit me up and being like, "Where are these photos of me? Like what?" And I'm like, "What are you talking?"
He didn't remember?
No. And
how high was he at the shoot?
Yeah, what the fuck? How many iced coffees did he have to the dome?
I remember at SneakerCon, I did a photo show in Japan, and I put his photo up on the wall. Ezra must have seen that photo on my Instagram story.
Oh, got it.
We told him where it was seen. That's what it was. Anyway, we sent him the book. Hopefully he likes it. And I don't care if people are deadheads or not and wear the gear. He actually is a deadhead. He's got a dog named Jerry Garcia. Again,
yeah, he's about it.
But he's about it. And it was extremely kind of him. Something like that, extremely kind. But anyways, it was cool of him to link up with me to take some photos.
Do you think, because you are very transparent about the fact that you got on the dead wagon like late, right? And that you didn't grow up on this shit. You just kind of like fell into it relatively recently. Do you think you're ever going to do you think you're going to be Grateful Dead for life, or is this kind of just like a phase? Yes.
No. Definitely it's in me for life. My girl's 2.5. I played it when she was pregnant to balance out all the fucking like crazy dance hall that I play and to give her chill vibes. And because my wife was actually a real deadhead, listened to when she was 15. I have her shirt from when she was 15. It's a men's double XL. It's pretty cool. And, the line, I'm just learning the lyrics now, like strangers stopping strangers just to say hello. You'll find darkness you find light in darkness, darkest of places if you just look at it right. Like it's kind of right now. It's very so hippy dippy, and I don't want to preach, but the lyrics are just like so right fucking now to me. So I feel like I'm just getting started. But, I think Jerry's not going anywhere, but like the band's getting older and,
right.
I was worried about doing the book. My friends, I was just like, what if this trend, my friends were like, yo, they've been playing 50 fucking years. Like, this isn't going anywhere. But, they have a good point. It's definitely hot and trendy right now, but it's cool. Like, they just, I don't know. I listened to Bob Weir giving an interview with Will Welch about, and he's like, I don't know what we would do in this world, digital world, playing a show without a crowd. We were always about the people. Like, we never did a studio recording that was good for that reason. We're playing for the fucking audience. So it's like, what's this digital bullshit? But he's also working out a lot.
He's jacked now.
People change, man. You never know.
I think he's still sipping mushroom tea, but that's just, a rumor.
So is the Dead for you, because you talked about playing it to like balance out your dance hall when your daughter is being born, it just is a positive force in your life?
What dance hall are you playing?
I don't listen to it enough, dance hall nor the Dead, but I don't have music on my phone. I play Hot 97 and I play YouTube. And YouTube, maybe because I don't pay for it, if I switch to take someone's picture on the street when YouTube's playing to calm my baby down, YouTube shuts off.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for the uninterrupted play.
Yeah,
there you go, man.
Classics. A year ago, if you asked me, I couldn't name 3 Grateful Dead songs. Now I could just tell you 3, but I know, just the lyrics.
But I feel like you're always a positive guy. I mean, like, I know certain people need music to like help them find like a more serene cruising altitude or something. But I feel like you're just like a generally positive guy, which is hard on the internet.
No, I wake up to blasting dancehall. Treasure Island, just a DJ. If you just put him in YouTube and like put January every month, he's got a mix. But yeah.
Are you whining? Are you doing the shit where you jump off the ladders into like a daggering legs? Yeah, daggering.
If I'm in Jamaica.
You ever been to Jamaica?
Once, Negril.
Oh, you went to Negril? You got to go to Kingston. Shit is pretty wild. Negril's fire though. But no, let's go back to positivity. Like, how do you stay so positive? You wake up positive. Your comments are always crazy. I know that people are always like, I don't know, giving you side eye and shit. Like, how do you stay so positive when the haters and losers, of which there are many, are always coming at your neck?
Oh, please.
The hater blockers?
The hater blockers? Does it bother you? Do commenters and shit like we've had conversations about before, like, because you post prolifically, right? Like, you post on social all the time. Like, do you care about receptions and likes and comments and shit? Or,
I took my wife took a photo of me and I saw that's cool. I'm going to put it up too. And it got like 1,000 likes. And while sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not good. And I was about to archive it. And Vogue hits us up and says, Vogue hits me up and they're like, oh, we love this photo. We want to include it in our Instagram roundup and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, cool. And then the editor, comments like, great pic. I just randomly checked. Did the editor like it? No. I'm just like, I want to write back, liar. Liar. Because I had this conversation with Lawrence. It's like, it sucks. Like, I don't have the apps of like who unfollowed me and
sure, that's too much.
Thankfully, I don't have it because I've got a kid. It's like it's just too much. But like, if somebody leaves a comment and being like, "Nice hat, bro," you can just tell that it's like there should be the emoji, a dash of salt. You can tell. You can just tell. So I make the mistake of actually looking at the likes and saying like, "Well, that person didn't like it, so it's definitely salty."
Right. Sure.
I wish I could wake up to the day where I don't care about that.
Right.
With the Dead, I got a lot of hate because I admitted that I couldn't stand the music a few years ago. People were like, real Deadheads don't care about how you get on the bus, when you got on the bus. They're so happy you're there. But there's a couple of haters out there that didn't get the book deal, that didn't get tickets from the band, and that didn't have the access that I have. And they're photographers, and they put everything, their life into the great.
Right.
So I feel bad for these people, and I want to embrace them and love them more because I'm a pretty loving guy. But I don't, it's not so easy. I'm not always positive. I bicker with the wife. I roll joints, so that's a lie.
It happens, man.
Is that your secret? Just rolling up when you're feeling a little salty?
I mean, it's getting tired and old, but thankfully there's new weeds. But yeah,
you keep getting older, but the weed stays the same age.
Now, there's always reset. I'm trying to sleep at night. I keep the phone out of the bedroom now.
Oh, really?
In there, yeah. You can't sleep with that device too close to you.
I sleep with it clutched in my hand.
Yeah, I definitely wake up and I check it the first thing. And I know it's so bad. And I don't even like James and I, by the way, we have no job, so we don't need alarm clocks, right? Like, there's no reason.
I didn't say we got a dog, you have responsibilities. I didn't say that I don't wake up at 4 a.m. to take a piss, have some ice cream, and check the likes. You know,
You bad boy.
You bad boy. You naughty
bad little boy.
I sleep with it. I sleep with it not so close, but also not so far. You know?
All right, let me ask you this more. What is your manscaping routine?
Yo, I don't, and we have to talk about it. I'm 40 years old.
Your pubes are down to your knees.
Do you have a hairy back? Like, where's your worst area?
You know, it's probably the groin, but only because in yeshiva there was this word mechayik. Mechayik, I don't know what
that sounds like.
Sounds like a zona.
It sounds like a hairball.
Sounds like a hairy zona.
It starts with Johnson & Johnson and it ends with Gold Bond, and then they read about cancer from any of those stuff. And now shower to shower. I used to love shower to shower. The lavender scent, that's gone. Now I found this monkey jungle anti-butt stuff, and I stopped sweating all of a sudden too. I don't know if it's hard or what, but like I don't wear any deodorant. I got the ASAP because it smells real nice, but my wife can't stand it. I'm still looking. Glenn O'Brien, may rest in peace, he recommended some deodorant to me once, and I gotta look back at the text because I think it's like some crystal, hippie shit, and I was never able to find it. But I love scents, but I need help in the grooming. I don't know how to shave. When it gets too much, I just take the Norelco.
Your shit that you grew out looked good. I feel like you shouldn't have shaved it.
I regret it.
Yeah, I saw you like debating it, and I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't do it. I should have hit you up. Not that it would have made a difference, because like I'm sure your wife is telling you what she wants, whatever, but you should have kept it.
She's like, oh, it takes years off your life, and you double chin. You get these like 6 chins over here. I want that surgery, but I got to learn it. I don't like the perfect line. I don't look at assholes.
You want to look like a David Ortiz?
Fucking taped up on camera.
Chin strap poppy.
Yeah.
The fact that James or Chuck or other guys are experimenting with the mustache, and I mean that in the best way. It's great. We're young guys. It's not, like you got to earn wearing a fedora. You put a fedora on at your bar mitzvah, you look like a dickhead until you're 30.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's like these are experimental times. I'm experimenting with this. Some are experimenting with this. It's very easy for me to come in and say, yo, take it off right here. A little higher, and it doesn't need to be as bushy, but we don't know. That's why I wish I had friends that were like, yo, keep it.
How long did you let it grow for? Was that a month? Was it 4 months or?
That was 4 months, 4.5 months.
It looked good, man. Well, what a bummer. But at least we have a variety of content and pictures of you with it, so we'll remember forever.
I look at the rich old fucking men that I take pictures of with bow ties and terminal and Astor shirts. I imagine the collars are frayed from that. I imagine their bow ties are frayed from that. And I don't have much that I've worn in. Everything I own is like secondhand, third. It's like I want shit to get like, and the clothes now are disposable. You know what I mean? They're not gonna get the fucking shred over here, no matter how many fish you get. They're
catch.
Just like,
I think the term is catch.
Anyway, catch. So I like the idea of it rubbing against, but the groom, and down there, I'm 45. I ask people all the time, and they run away from the issue. I want to know what they do and how they do it. I'm ready for some electrolysis
and who they do it for.
It's an issue.
You want to get permanent, like laser pube removal?
Yes. We are men. We're men, right?
We are men.
Last time I checked, and we're human. And just like the hair in the nose, the ear, they're there for a reason. I'm not saying God, but like they're there to protect something going up, cocaine, whatever. Like in the butt, I don't know what they're there for, but they're there for a reason. I use baby wipes. I don't use toilet paper. I use baby wipes.
It's bad for the environment.
Yeah, I'm reading bad for the environment. I'm reading it's bad for your butt.
Probably.
I mean, it's unnatural. It ain't natural.
He's the one that turned me on to the adult wipes.
Who did?
Howard.
Who's Howard?
Who's Howard?
Shock jock.
Oh, Stern.
Yes.
Howard Stern turned you on to wiping with baby wipes?
Does he advertise for dude wipes?
Years ago.
Really? Damn, the pod game was different back then.
Mad transparent. What about skin? I want to ask real quick more. What about skincare? That's something that a lot of people are interested in, and I think it's the greatest scam the devil ever pulled. But how do you keep looking so young?
Under eye cream, concealer from Clinique. For the left eye, the right eye I go with Chanel bronzer. Sometimes 02, sometimes 04.
Okay.
No, I don't do anything. I use bar soap in the morning, and that's probably why I'm a good fucking man. And
James, you're on that. You love bar soap.
Yeah.
When I got married,
I'm a barman.
Aveeno, pump, and I pump it way too many times. But my wife, because I use products like it's fucking toilet paper, she stopped buying products. But I love Oribe shampoo.
You hydrate a lot during the day? Do you drink a lot of water?
I drink a lot of water. I like to shower twice a day.
How often do you shampoo?
I was shampooing every day.
That's the second greatest scam the devil ever pulled.
It's terrible.
Big shampoo. It's a scam, bro. It's a conspiracy.
You're not supposed to. But I wear hats, and I think if I don't shampoo, I'm afraid that I'm going to break out over here.
Yeah.
So I don't do it. But this trend of the head wraps, of the bandana, of the scarf.
Don't call it a trend, all right? This is the thing Lawrence is doing.
My hair looks like shit, Mort. My hair looks like shit, dog. I like it too. I'm saying if I didn't have it, it would look like shit. So I need to either get a haircut or I can keep doing this. And that's what I've decided for the summer.
The problem you have is when guys with no hair or shorter hair are wearing it. And I wonder why. Is it instead of a vintage like Nike headband? You know what I mean? Or
I could
sweat thing.
I could change. I also have. What about this?
We give a whole rack of bandanas, right? Oh, that's just a visor.
My Masters visor. Should I wear this? Masters 2017. I'll just wear this for the pod.
My question about that is, when you wear that, does the hair go ever over it?
It should go over.
Yeah, for sure. We could do like a whole, I would want it to happen more naturally out on the links. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we could do a little. Yeah.
Mort, these old guys with the big fucking beards that you admire and obviously are the lion's share of your photography. A lot of them are just dope old white guys. I guess when you're out here romanticizing WASP culture, my question is just why do you think old white people are so cool? Because that's kind of the opposite of what everyone in the world thinks.
Okay, so I had hella hashtags, white styles, rich styles. I don't use them anymore.
That's good. That's very good of you. Thank you.
Because the environment that we're in, and because it's funny. You said bearded. It's no. I look up to these guys, these rich old assholes, because their outfits are true, tried, and motherfucking tested.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, khakis and the Oxford from Brooks Brothers, this kind of stuff is very asshole right now of the people that we hate. So even I'm wearing a lot less prep and a lot less trad and a lot less rich white man shit. But I also can't get away from it because I want everything I didn't grow up with. I grew up Hasidic Jewish wearing black and white, and I want to wear pink seersucker and tie-dye and hippie shit.
Is that because of
it's all costume to me. It's all fucking, if I make $1 million tomorrow and work on Wall Street, I'm still going to dress the same.
So is part of it driven by the fact that you as a Jew and an Orthodox Jew were kind of excluded from the insular WASP culture of country clubs and the class system that exists here?
I didn't know about it till 30 years later, but yes,
right.
And right now,
it was such a novelty to you because you didn't even know that it was a real thing. Right?
I didn't even know that I wasn't allowed in the country club. I didn't know what the country club was. You know what I mean? Lawrence just said. But I waved the freak flag, and I waved the Jew flag even higher because I want people to know I'm a fucking Jew. It's not just my name. And then I also I've been having a lot of conversations. We don't have to talk on it, but about the whole white privilege, because Jews, a lot of them are just oh, all lives matter, and I'm
right.
Right now, oh, don't even fucking go there. But their whole we've been persecuted forever. True story, blah, 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 blah. But that's not what it's about right now.
Exactly.
And what a lot of Jews don't realize is, I'm whispering, but there's no Jews over here. What is that?
There's not.
My rabbi is Robert Chan. He's Chinese. He's not Jewish. He's taught me the greatest stuff in life. And he told me one day, you're not white, you're Jewish. It was the best news I ever got, because I love the white styles, but I don't want to be white.
Yeah, fuck white people.
And then now he's taught me that, he goes, the problem is that the Jews have the benefits of being white. And I didn't.
Yes. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
And
this has been my out on the show for many years. But also, I would like to make a point for I think a certain type of person that is dressing like this kind of old, stodgy, negative white archetype. If it's being done in a subversive way, I think that's really interesting to me.
And how does one do that?
Well, I
think it depends on the person wearing it, 100%.
If you're like me and you're not owning 4 boats and Hamptons houses, then I think it's done in jest. And it's just the way and I'm putting all of this in this conversation, to have fun with the way we dress. The last thing I'd want to be mistaken for is for someone that has a Hamptons house. You know what I mean?
Or who takes it too seriously.
Yeah. So wearing tie-dye with Brooks Brothers, wearing a Brooks Brothers shirt that says "fuck you" on the back.
Wearing Belgians with baggies, or I guess baggies is maybe not the best example, but yeah, I mean that's
true. It's all that
This
juxtaposition.
is what Glenn O'Brien did. This is what Glenn O'Brien was the master of, and eventually, obviously, became so successful that he was able to kind of like infiltrate that part of society in his own way. But he's the GOAT for that reason.
Mine, my wife wants to leave New York and she wants to move to Connecticut, and I'm like, we're not fucking white, we're not fucking rich. I kind of want to live over there, but it's just like, it doesn't matter.
What did you want to move for? Like, have the space for the kid?
Yeah, and COVID.
Sure, that makes sense.
Hi, Sarah. Anyway.
Well, Mort, you make the jump seamlessly from like, Grateful Dead, the Lord of the Lot to right now you're doing fishing shit. Lawrence and I, we want to appropriate fishing culture. Like, how do we go about appropriating fishing culture?
Well, let's talk offline. I'm kidding. Well, you got to get PFG like us with lots of Velcro, lots of pockets. You can still wear a kimono. You can still wear all the Lagachi. But
you talking to me?
Yeah, he's talking to you specifically, I think.
But no hair product, only bandanas and cowboy hat. Put your squishy down.
Oh, no.
No video, don't worry.
Video, so it's okay.
You don't have to own the boat, but you got to not be afraid to get dirty.
When's the last time you went fishing?
A couple summers ago.
I'm trying to push a fishing trip on the boys right now.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I want in so bad. We're talking like, Michael Williams and David Coggins doing Orvis trips. It's the four of us doing the fishing trip.
Sure.
Although an Orvis trip would be pretty fire.
Yeah.
But
By the way, Orvis, bang our line.
Mort, why don't you fucking sorry, not to curse in front of the child who had on a great shirt, by the way, and she was Winnie Poohing. That's why we're happy that
and
there's
Donald
no video. Yo, why don't you photograph our fishing trip?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lookbook.
No, I'm gonna have two hands, one on the reel,
and one on the F.
And then, he's gonna need another arm for the camera.
The world's most highest catch.
The world's highest catch.
I asked some fishermen about like different laws of like eating in restaurants, whatever, and they're like, yeah, you can eat in a restaurant, but you can't fish in groups. I was like, okay.
What? Damn.
I guess like some, like NASCAR or Formula One is still happening, but football isn't.
That's their cross to bear.
Damn.
They just want to go fishing with the boys, dude. Come on, man.
You hook them, we cook them.
Let my people free, dude.
All right, so cop the PFG.
Yeah.
You cop the old like marina tees.
Did you like old fishing merch?
Devil's Cove.
Guy Harvey? You like Guy Harvey type shit?
No. And right now, it's all the like the hoodies. It's just so, Lawrence, I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, that's like Patagonia loves like the hooded, like the whole fucking situation. I guess a lot of brands make that kind of stuff. But
I mean, I'm a big town and country guy. I like stuff that like works out of town, but works in the big city, but you don't look like such a jerk off. Like the Columbia, like that shirt looks like you can go play golf or fishing, but you don't look out of place in Manhattan.
Thanks, man.
This is a little on the weird side. It's like, I'm not into the dry.
Well, it's like real performance. I know that PFG is whatever, performance fishing gear, but like this is more of like a collared shirt versus you're in like some Under Armour shit. It's cool, but it's absolutely for the bar.
Right.
Not the boardroom.
It's for the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my health. This
from the boat to the boardroom to the bar, baby. That's how we do it.
SPF 50.
Yeah. Well, that's all. I mean, that's another thing too. Like you might like think that fishing shit is like corny or whatever, but like the function that comes with the form, with all the fucking fake ass EG looking motherfucking pockets, SPF protection. You got fucking mad gussets and vents up in this bitch.
Bug repellent.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Bro.
Got it.
Oh, yo, that's a fucking fact, Jack Yoakum. You're slipping, bro.
STW8 is not loaning their proprietary garments and fabrics over to the Daike land.
Yeah, because that shit is poisonous. You're poisoning the rivers. Poisoning the delta.
Fly fishing trips with all their gear, but
Tenkara.
I guess like EG would only be using natural fabrics, which actually is more admirable and better, but that's neither here nor there. The shit is cheaper. So
I mean, look, we don't have a lot of designers in America, so props to EG.
Yeah. It's truly a New York brand and like, definitely, authentic. And while we're on the topic of authenticity and appropriation, you mentioned kind of a few minutes ago before the pitch break, New York Fashion Week just being kind of like a fake ordeal. Like, did you ever enjoy New York Fashion Week?
James, it looks like you have a beard, and I know you don't, but what is... Oh, it's the microphone.
This is the microphone. What do you think this was?
Oh my God, you thought you looked like Angela Riccia.
You thought this was like a braided beard?
For a second.
This is the Daft Punk dick.
Looking like fucking Jafar, you know?
There should be a rule. Cheyenne and Chuck, they're here for tech reasons. I mean, like legit.
I mean, Chuck's going to weigh in. Chuck and Chef are going to weigh in. Chef's had a tough day, so he's just kind of in the cut. He's like our technical. Yeah. He's like our roadie.
Yeah, he's our tech.
They come and go in the screen, and I'm trying not to look at them.
Well, Chuck has the weed. I mean, Chuck obviously did the weed to pander to you.
Chuck's watching basketball.
Yeah, Chuck's. Yes, you are. Don't lie.
No.
Chuck's warming up the volcano.
Still learning about when to smoke before types of things like this. So, what were we talking about?
So like New York Fashion Week, is it going to even happen? Do we know what the deal is? I mean, who even cares at this point? But are you going to, like, let's say it doesn't happen. Do you miss it?
Do you care?
Do you give a shit?
No.
Because you've been to all the fashion weeks, Paris, Milan, I would say even Tokyo, and like New York Fashion Week. Like, how does it stack up to the others?
I haven't been to the Netherlands, the ones Denmark or Copenhagen.
Right, Copenhagen Fashion Week, probably.
Yeah, where it's like night, always dark and always light, whatever. Never been there. Never been to Japan Fashion Week. I've never been to Russia. Never been to Aspen Fashion Week.
You've been to the main ones, though.
You've been to Miami Swim Week.
You've been to Pitti, which I know is a trade show. But you've been to Milan. You've been to Paris, and you've been to New York. And New York stacks up where? The worst of all of them.
I want to go to the lingerie in Vegas, and I want to go to the swim show in Miami.
Okay.
The lingerie trade show once was happening at the same time as the Caps trade show, and I was like finding excuses to like walk to that side of the convention center.
Yo, catch me at the pool in selvage denim in a sport coat, spitting game.
Gross. So, dude, this is so funny. Props to Alex Padilla. Yo.
Yeah. From Women's Wear.
Yeah, from WWD.
I was a publicist for Dockers. I think it was Dockers at the time. And Dockers, I don't know why you're sending me out to fucking Vegas, but it's like, okay, you're a publicist. You got to go where the editors are. It doesn't matter. I go. He's my first appointment of the day. Alex Padilla says, bro, we're meeting by the pool. And I'm like, nice. Wow, an editor from WWD wants to meet me at the pool? This is so cool. I just landed. I'm wearing like a full fucking Supreme sweatsuit. I don't know what I was doing in Supreme sweatsuit. I can't decide what to wear to the pool. I'm too nervous. I'm like, fuck it. Sweatshirt with sweatpants. I get to the pool. He greets me.
Speedo.
Yellow. Canary yellow Speedo.
Hell yeah.
No,
how European.
Trial by fire, dude. Welcome to the Thunderdome, baby.
I went from 100.
Welcome to Vegas, bitch.
Yeah, and he's like, sit down, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's pretty funny. A full Supreme sweatsuit, that's pretty good. I've definitely been there.
It was 105 degrees out.
My shit that I was doing, and James obviously has roasted me. Well, not obviously, I guess you wouldn't know this more, but James has roasted me a bunch about me being at a Vegas pool party in like an Double sport coat, double monks,
selvage denim.
But I looked good. I felt good and I looked good, so it wasn't an issue.
You felt good.
Double monk is no place in Vegas. But anyway,
double monk is no place.
No, New York Fashion Week, it has retired for a little bit. I mean, after they stole my the Streets Are Runway, you know, and Cadillac House, and they started splitting up when it's not at the park anymore. It's like venues.
Yeah.
And it's one thing for you and our group to go to these shows. It's become such a free-for-all. It's sad. It's really, really sad. You know, one thing I loved about Paris Fashion Week the first few times I went was that fashion students would wait in line after every editor and buyer was already inside, and they politely stood there, all costume peacocking the fuck out. And the publicist would say, please come in now, you know? And it's so cool. These are fashion students. These are nobodies to the world. They have no business being there, yet they let them in. New York saw that and just either let everybody in or just had a fake clipboard. And it's just,
do you think people were just trying to like go to the shows and the parties like just to flex on socials versus like actually wanting to like see the shit and like see the art form and experience the whole 360?
Of course, but if I answered that right, but you know, I learned early on, not that long ago, after going to a Tom Brown like Montclair Game Blue show that I was like took 3 trains in Paris and I was late for that. You know, and I'm shaking my head like, fuck these shows. These are so stupid. Snow falling from the thing with knights on horses riding around in circles.
Yeah. This is why the fashion industry globally just literally collapsed.
Yes. I'm not
this is literally why.
So I'm looking at it and my friend's like, bro, it's a show. It's a show. And I'm like, so it's not about selling clothes. It's a show.
Right.
And
spectacle.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Pomp and circumstance.
kind of right. It's just a show. Then I have no business being in here, and neither do half the people because they're
Sure,
not.
of course. It's a love-hate thing. I think more hate for a guy like James, more love for maybe someone like myself and Mort, who we got sucked into the pageantry. I mean, listen, James's avatar on Instagram is still like the one time that he was street styled by Tommy Ton. So
No, it's SpongeBob SquarePants.
you changed it?
I would feel guilty.
Oh, after I called you out on that, you changed it because we've had this conversation. Oh, okay.
I see an editor that's like second
No,
row, and I'm front row.
Instagram, not Twitter. Your
Oh.
Instagram avatar, bitch. You
Let
know
the guest
exactly what
speak.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying.
But anyway, Fashion Week.
Did you ever enjoy it, or like
Yes.
until it became the whole fucking hoopla that it became?
Favorite part of any Fashion Week, whether it's Miami, Aspen, or fucking Maine or whatever, is shooting the Joe Schmo that's walking by that doesn't know how cool he is. That's my guy. White, black, otherwise, like that's my character. I don't care about buyers, editors, fashion boys. They can all, So that being said, I still get excited about a Fashion Week anywhere. But just like waking up in New York, I'm like a tourist. I get up and I don't know where I'm going, what I'm shooting, and it's the best.
When are you coming back to New York?
Yeah. What's your timetable?
A week or two.
And speaking of coming back to New York and like shit that you have going on, what's the deal? When's your podcast dropping? When's your Blammo Media podcast dropping? Courtesy of the big homie Jeremy Kirkland.
God.
What's that?
The white tea god.
I'm looking for some guests.
Word? What about us? You haven't booked us.
You got three. You got four right here.
What did you
The
say?
fuck?
Bird? What'd you say?
Huh?
I said we're looking for a guest. You said what? You said what?
You said, what about us?
We got
bro?
four. We got four guests right here. One's not on video, but
I definitely said, bruh. I was completely flabbergasted that you're looking for guests and you didn't invite us. What the fuck?
It's like Grateful Dead. I'm looking in all the wrong places.
Seriously.
are you getting guests on the level of like John Mayer and like
who are you
Ezra?
What can you say?
I haven't asked yet. I'm afraid of no. And I need to get some guests.
we get no all the time? Don't worry, it's not the end of the world.
Do we?
Actually, no, we don't get no. We get yes. When?
We get yes. We got yes from Ezra. We got yes from Jonah.
And.
Yeah. But you could but how about this? Don't worry about asking us and thinking that, because obviously, listen, we're the only podcast that matters. We're big time. You are clearly just it must feel like a privilege just to know us. Like, we're available. You have the green light from the goddamn motherfucking boys. Say when we're there. We'll
What's
do that.
what's like the pitch of the pod? Like, what's it about? What are you going to talk about?
Beauty in the everyday. No, I like to keep it conversational. No bullet points. No hard.
Not
topics.
us.
How much editing is going to go? How much editing is Jeremy going to have to do? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zero? Okay. I'll believe that when I see it.
I'm hoping, because I want no holes barred. I want it all out on the table. But the world can't handle that much. What are you doing?
I was smoking weed and then I muted the mic because I had to cough and I didn't want to cough into the mic. Well, how do you think? Like, what do you want to? Do you have any questions for us? We're clear. We're good at what we do. Are you having a good time? This is great. What do you want to know from us about the pod game? Fire away.
Free advice right now.
Yeah,
I know you're wearing baggies, James. What are you wearing below the waist?
I'm wearing.
That's what you want to know.
You want to fit check
not how to succeed at podcasting, how to win friends and influence people.
You're the best in the business. We cannot compete. I could only learn, and I will study your podcast. And even this one from the last time was a far cry. It's night and day.
Well, we're no longer in the frat house of Barstool Sports.
Yeah, the last one was really fucking good, and maybe it was better.
I think this one's better.
That's because you have recency bias. But we're happy to have you.
But Mort,
so who gives a shit.
Yo, okay, I'm going to give you some advice that I wish I'd given Chris Black and them Jeans of When Is This Gone podcast, which is don't watch me, watch TV. Don't try to fucking live up to the archetype, because you're never going to hit God level, right? You're never going to jump. You're never going to jump over the jump, man. So just like, I would say, don't even study our film tape. Don't even, just do you.
Bars.
James. You're a good listener, and that's why I asked you, what are you wearing below the belt?
I'm wearing some Hill City shorts, which was courtesy of Lawrence's recommendation, his homie. They're now RIP. Some 5-inch black joints. They're like these stretchy nylon. They're like, right? Like, they're nylon, but they're stretchy. So
athletic short.
I like to bike in them, but I also they're the ones what I throw on when I'm like leaving the house for the first time that day.
They were Hill City was a subsidiary, like sub brand of Gap that made actually very underrated performance stuff. But unfortunately, they've been shuttered. And I guess the homies there, some of them, shout out Calvin George, the main guy who's a friend of the show that James referenced. He landed at Gap Yeezy or Yeezy Gap. I don't know which one goes first.
What are we looking at? The Sunset?
Yeah, what is happening here?
I'm just trying to move this over to get to focus better. But I did a project with those guys at Hill City, and then it didn't work out, which is fine. And then they folded. But I'm so curious how these brands, like, they should be paying Throwing Fits and Mordechai Rubenstein, whatever my thing is called, all the money that I love High Snobiety and I love all this shit. I don't get it.
We'll do sponsored content for anybody, and if you're like a good brand, like
Mort, listen to
level, we'll be happy to do it.
The biz dev department of Throwing Fits is booming right now.
Maybe you guys get 3 million and they get 4, so I get it. But like the amount of money that brands are paying, like Hypebeast and High Snobiety
for coverage,
is blowing my mind.
I wonder how much of that actually like how effective that is, like what the return on investment is for like a paid post.
Maybe we should cut this part out of the pod. But like, are they paying $25,000 for a review?
More, probably.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think it depends.
The one good thing about Throwing Fits and Mordechai is that we're going to speak the truth. We're going to.
That's a fact.
Is that why? Because I think that was a big reason why Lawrence and I, when Lawrence left 4 Pins and it died, and then I left Complex Style, or the environment changed and I wasn't like free to kind of like throw rocks at the throne anymore. We felt like there was no real voice that kind of held people's feet to the fire, like spoke truth to power. Like, is that a reason why you're starting a podcast?
Yeah, do you want to talk shit? Is that what's happening right here?
It's not the direct reason. It's because I just need a new outlet, you know?
You get bored easily, right? How long before you get bored of the podcast and you leave Jeremy in the lurch?
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Throwing Fits has been a journey, and honestly cannot wait for the Mr. Mort pod to launch. When is it going to launch? Can you at least tell us that?
Any timetable at all?
End of August.
Oh, shit. Soon. That's real soon. Sick. All right. Well, okay. We could talk about it in the plugs and outros.
I don't know if the one final piece of advice I give you is find some fucking gromrads for the journey, my friend. We have now once hidden, now all-stars in Chuck, Chef, R. Kelly, Jelani Hendrix, fucking Kyle Dunkirk, Gian DeLeon.
Yeah.
Find yourself some groms, and we're going to throw it to Chuck. Actually, he's Homer Simpsoning in the weed bush right now. We're going to throw him for 30 seconds of thirst. So he's going to ask you anything, pitch you on something. Chuck, go off, King.
I just want to know, like, has it been harder to find people to shoot since everyone's quarantining and at home? And like, how do you like adjust to that and like find inspiration to shoot shit?
No, I'm a man that loves people, right? So it's been tough because my wife is like, oh, I'm making it up, but like we're filling gas up at the gas station and there's a guy collecting change and I want to take his picture. She's just like, well, he's not wearing a mask, and if I talk to him, he's going to spray.
Sure.
Therefore, I'm trying to only talk to masked people.
That's good advice, by the way. Shout out your wife.
Yeah, she's all right. I'm not attracted to masks.
We all wear masks.
So it's hard to shoot. But landing back in New York after being away for 4 months and just shooting like old people walking back and forth on the beach, I was like, oh, I don't want to shoot people in masks. I'll ask them to take it off. The first person that I saw, I put him up on Instagram because he's wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt over a white button-up with jeans that look like trousers, and it's very punk rock, and he's wearing a mask. And I could never – I looked at the viewfinder, and I was like, actually, that's a lie. I looked at the app, the iPhone, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to ask this guy to take it off. That's just like it's changing the whole thing, And then we'll look back in these in a few years, and we'll know exactly what year it was. So it's definitely it's making it's harder to find people because I'm not out and about as much. But the minute I do get into the city, I'm like a 10-year-old. I'm just like, so
you're chomping at the bit to get back in the streets. Obviously,
I'm so thirsty and hungry to shoot motherfuckers.
What's the style hotspot in Kennebunkport, Maine? The Compound?
No,
the gas station. The ice cream shop.
It's the takeout lobster docks.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But people are they're angst, or whatever the word is. Everyone's like waiting 6 feet in line, and they got the things on the thing. It's like
when you get back to New York, what's the first? Where are you going to shoot immediately? What neighborhood? Where are you going?
I went to Manhattan twice just for quick meetings, in and out. I have not seen Midtown, and as vagrant, as terrible as I read in the New York Post, I want to see it with my own eyes.
Ghost town.
Yeah, but like all the junkies in Midtown, they're taking over.
That's that was some fucking Upper West Side.
The Upper West Side, that propaganda. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a bad article. How about this? If you want to complain about junkies and rapists, don't take a picture with your large adult son so that you can be doxxed on twitter.com. Give the quote, get in and get out, do your business. Don't post for the
I have a friend that thinks that those two are definitely fucking.
You think so? That's
the new working theory. Yeah,
I missed whatever you guys just said.
No, it was in the post.
It's some New York shit.
You would know if you weren't in Maine, but don't worry about it.
Dating?
It's a mother and son, and to be fair, we don't know if they're dating. They might just be smashing.
Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend? No,
not like that.
No.
Shout out to Allbirds All Star. All right, Chuck. Thank you for 30 seconds of thirst.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck.
Yo, Mort, where can the kids follow you?
Yeah, shout your social media handles, bro, so we can get you some likes that you're so hungry for.
Hello, I lost you guys.
Can you hear?
Oh, come on, bro.
It's back on.
Okay.
Mort,
yes.
Where can the kids follow you?
They can come to Greenpoint and like talk to my lobby attendants. They're not doormen. They know my whereabouts. They can get in touch.
You were heavy on Manhattan Ave.
More so Franklin these days.
Okay. Yo, Franklin Ave is popping right now.
Yeah,
all the outdoor seating.
That's where I stay. That's where I stay about.
So many more penis coladas on Franklin than there are on Manhattan Avenue.
Yeah. A lot of big horny energy on Franklin.
Yo,
yikes.
Domino Park, where I ran into Larry and his girl that day.
That's my wife. Just like your wife is your wife, that's my wife.
Sorry, that's awesome.
It's okay.
Mr. Mort, MISTERMORT. I launched a new one called Mordechai Rubenstein last night. I hate the name.
Wait, you launched a new IG?
Well, because I'm thinking, I wake up in the middle of the night and I want to switch accounts. I have Mordechai Rubenstein and Mr. Mort. I want to switch them.
Oh.
I hate being Mr. Mort. I want to just be my name.
I know. Is that
can you not change it? Can you not change your name?
Well, some asshole has Mordechai.
Oh.
And I have Mordechai.Rubenstein. I want to change it. And I should just.
I mean, do people still mess that up? I guess people, when they see you, they say, "Oh, what's up, Mr. Mort?" Right? It just, it's almost like you got to charge to the game, bro. It's like your own fault. I almost think, I know it bothers you and you talk about it a lot. So I actually feel like I shouldn't tell you how to live your life, but I feel like that. Oh, it's a sunk cost at this point, bro.
Okay, you know how many times I've been on interviews and Lawrence has to be like SARTIORALLII.
Well, that's just like because I picked up a fucking bad name, but that's neither here nor there. Mr. Mort is snappy and quick, and
Mort, get on TikTok. Get on TikTok before you're on TikTok.
Yeah, I bet you he has more followers than you too. Or
you're kidding.
Fits. How many followers on TikTok do you have?
Like 3. I have no idea.
Oh, never mind. We have like 300.
We got like 1,300.
Really?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Mort, what do you want to plug, Mr. Mort?
Yeah, the book.
Sorry, not Mr. Mort. Mordechai Rubenstein.
Yeah, you fucked it up immediately.
Any fucking men's products that are not Baxter oil mustache, but some real stuff that'll make me feel good, make my hair smell nice, and make my fucking mechaikik feel nice. I want to feel fresh every morning and night.
The fucker said mechaikik.
You ever use like powders?
Yeah, he said Gold Bond.
What about just like good old American cornstarch?
No, they're supposed to give you cancer or some bad things.
Cornstarch?
I don't know about that. Okay, so we're going to follow you somewhere on Instagram. The book is either called Dead Style or Dead Styles. We're not sure. The world may never know. But buy it from an
find you on TikTok.
Buy it from an independent bookstore, and then be
podcast coming out soon.
Be Mordecai's 4th follower on TikTok.
Big pod out soon. All right, Mordecai, thank you for coming.
Plug your wife's IG.
They're kicking this off.
Why don't you plug your wife's Instagram?
Sarah Birdie Brown. She's private. Boom. We'll make it public tonight.
Well, it doesn't come out till next Tuesday.
Make it public. On Tuesday.
It's public.
All right, Mordecai, Sarah, thank you for coming on to the only podcast that matters. Chef, hit that motherfucking outro music.
Hit you guys up for advice under the table.
Okay, sure. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to Shelly. Shout out to Bert.
Oh, right.
And the next
Bert. Shout out Aunt Shelly.
Peace.
More throwing that moo-moo when we sign off. Chef, hit it.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot. Tony for 12 fuck SWAT. Busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn field. I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals. We been trapping like the 80s. nigga soul. Got the cash out. Told him wipe a nigga no. Say slash. I won't never sell my soul. And I can back that. And I really wanna know where you at, where? I was at back. Where the stash at? Cruise the city in a bulletproof Cadillac. Cause I know these niggas out there where the bag at. Gotta move smarter, gotta move harder. Nigga try to give me 5 mile water. I lay his ass down on my son, on my daughter. I had the Draco with me, Dwayne Carter. Lot of niggas out here playing, ain't ballin'. I done put my whole arm in the rim, Vince Carter. And I know Poppy get a key for the quarter. Shawty barely seen the double C's, I bought her. Got a bitch that's looking like a Leah, she a model. I got the pink slip, my whip is keyless. Compton, I'm about to get the key to the city. Patty, light up the seat. Forgetting out the coupe at the lot. Told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT. Busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal. I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals. We been trapping like the 80s. She said the nigga soul. Got the cash out. Told him wipe a nigga no. Say slash. I won't never sell my soul. And I can back that. And I really wanna know where you at, where? I've been moving them out. And steal it with me, then he got the blues in the pouch.